Welcome to Hello Talk English Pod.
Welcome to Hello Talk English Pod. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Hello Talk. I'm Yumi.
Hi, I'm Clem.
Today, we're going to be talking about cat breeds. Are you a cat person, Clem?
I am actually a dog person, but I do like cats.
Okay, good save. In today's dialogue, we have Adrian and Jenny, and they have decided to get a cat. So they discuss what breed is their favorite. Let's have a listen to the dialogue.
Okay, so you're positive we should get a cat and not a dog, right?
Definitely. I've always been a cat person, and they are easier to take care of.
To be honest, I don't know much about cats. They all seem the same to me.
Cats can be so different depending on their breed, just like dogs.
That makes sense. Well, what breed do you think we should get?
I've always loved Persian cats. They are very friendly and loving. It would be nice to come home from work to a cat like that.
What do you know about Bengal cats? I've heard those are pretty cool.
Those are very playful and love to chase and climb things. It might be too energetic for us.
Okay, let's look online. I need to learn more about breeds.
But I can tell you everything. Ragdoll cats are very affectionate and friendly. A Scottish fold can be really cute, too. In general, short-hair cats are all around a safe choice.
Slow down there. I'll do some research. Then let's continue this conversation.
While you do that, I'm going to watch Animal Planet. Adrian starts out the conversation by saying, "Okay, so you're positive we should get a cat and not a dog, right?" So when you're positive of something, this means that you are certain or sure.
There's also another way to use the word positive, and it means optimistic, or basically looking at the lighter or brighter side of things. The opposite of that would be negative.
That is right. So this is another meaning of the word positive. But in this sentence, they are talking about being sure of something.
Yeah, they're confirming. Jenny says, "Definitely. I've always been a cat person." So when Jenny says definitely, it's quite similar to positive in that it's affirming. It's confirming the situation. So she's certain, she's sure, she's absolute. And as you mentioned earlier, Yumi, when you're talking about a cat person, versus a dog person, what is a cat person?
Well, a cat person is someone who just really likes cats. Perhaps they have one or more than one cat, whereas a dog person is someone who really likes dogs.
So are you a cat or a dog person?
Oh, I am so torn. I honestly think I'm both a cat and dog person. I've had both growing up, so I love them both.
I can understand that.
Later on, Jenny says cats can be so different depending on their breed, just like dogs. So when she uses this phrase, depending on, it means that it's determined by something else or a different situation. It's relying on something. And in this case, it means that it is determined by their breed.
That's right. It can be based on their breed.
Exactly.
And a breed is just a kind or a type of, like a grouping of something. In this case, it's a grouping of cats, so the cat breed. There's also breeds of dogs or, breeds of reptiles.
Right. There are lots of different types of breeds of different animals.
After Jenny says it depends on their breed, Adrian responds by saying, "That makes sense." So if something makes sense, it means it's understandable. It's not confusing. It's what you would expect.
Exactly. And this is another one of those phrases which is quite casually spoken. So you'll always hear people say, "Oh, this makes sense," or "that makes sense." And again, it just means that they understand it. Adrian then asks Jenny, "What breed do you think we should get?" Jenny says, "I've always loved Persian cats." Now, Persian cats are a breed, and this breed, I think, originated from Persia or Iran, as we now call it. And from what I know, they are long hair, kind of fluffy cats. Pretty cute. Have you seen any pictures?
Yes, I've seen them. They're quite cute. Adrian goes on to question Jenny and says, "What do you know about Bengal cats?" So Bengal cats are not actually something that I knew much about. But I just looked at a picture of them, and they kind of look like small leopards or cheetahs.
And actually, here's a little fun fact is that the Bengal cat is a combination of a normal domestic cat and an Asian leopard cat. That's why it has those spots that you see in leopards.
Wow, that's really cool. And you're right, they are exotic. I'll bet you they probably cost a lot of money.
I think they do. Well, Jenny goes on to say that Bengal cats are very playful and they love to chase and climb things. So when a cat or a person is playful, it means that they like to play. They are very friendly and social. They come up to you and just want to have a good time.
Yeah, you might describe them as fun. And chase means to run after something. In this case, they love to chase things, so that's part of their playful nature. They love running after things.
Exactly. Jenny says it might be too energetic for us. So when something is energetic, it means it has a lot of energy.
You generally think about somebody or something that is very young as energetic because they constantly have a lot of energy, always go, 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 and they don't need as much rest in certain periods of time.
Right. Children can sometimes be very energetic.
Yes. If you have a cup of coffee, you might become more energetic because of the caffeine. Jenny then describes ragdoll cats, and she says they're very affectionate and friendly. So a ragdoll is a doll that generally has button eyes and yarn hair, and a classic ragdoll that many people know is Raggedy Ann. So for those of you out there who want to get an idea of what it looks like, you can look her up. But these particular cats are called ragdoll cats because just like a doll who, doesn't have life or energy, if you held it, it would kind of hang loose and limp in your hand or in your arm. And these cats, when you pick them up, do the same thing.
That is interesting. I didn't know that. What I do know about ragdoll cats is that they have these really blue eyes, which are really beautiful. Now, ragdoll cats are affectionate and friendly. So to be affectionate means to be loving or sweet, kind of tender and warm. And again, this is an adjective that both humans can be, animals, right? Different creatures can be affectionate.
Mm-hmm. Usually you will use that word if you're describing, a child and, their parents. They might be affectionate towards each other, or maybe like two lovers. They can be very affectionate towards each other.
Very true. Jenny goes on to explain a Scottish fold, which is another breed of cats. So a Scottish fold, I'm going to assume, originated from Scotland. And I've seen pictures, and they're really cute because their ears actually fold in, and that's why they're called a Scottish fold.
Yes. One of my past roommates had 2 Scottish fold cats.
Wow.
And they were really adorable. They're actually the cats that made me enjoy cats more and start to love them, in fact. And another interesting thing about them is that their breed has hip problems, which make them kind of walk a little bit funny and allow them to sit in a strange fashion where they kind of sit on their hind legs like a dog. But my friend's cats actually were quite cute and popular. And so anyone who came over started taking pictures of them, and they ended up in people's blogs and I think a fashion magazine as well.
Wow, celebrity cats.
Jenny continues talking about cats and says, in general, short-hair cats are all around a safe choice. So what does in general mean, Yumi?
So the phrase in general is used to say a statement that describes a general quality or opinion. Can you offer our listeners any good examples of using this phrase?
Well, specific to this dialogue, I'd say in general, I'm a dog person, but there are many cats that I do like, and I do enjoy cats. So as I just used right here, as a general rule, like my common opinion, my most used opinion is that I prefer dogs, but that's not always the case.
That's a good example.
So after talking about short-hair cats being a safe choice, Adrian says, slow down there. I'll do some research, and then let's continue this conversation. So slow down there can be used in a couple of ways. The word slow down means, don't go so fast. But in this case, it means don't go so fast in coming to a conclusion, in making a decision. So he's basically saying, let's think about all the options first. Don't just make a decision without really putting, time and energy into this.
Right. And in this situation, Jenny is kind of talking a lot and saying a lot of different things and giving a lot of information. So as a listener, it can be kind of overwhelming.
I believe that. It could be quite overwhelming.
Right. And it's natural that Adrian might have a response saying, slow down, speak slower. Let's talk this through, right? This is kind of his meaning.
Another way you could see this would be, let's say two people just went on their first date and one person is going on and like describing their future together. Oh, and then we can go travel here and then we can get married and we can do this. Slow down there. We just had a first date.
That's another example. Jenny responds to Adrian saying, while you do that, I'm going to watch Animal Planet. So Animal Planet is a TV network in the U.S. It might be in other countries as well, but all of their shows are about animals. All right. Well, we have just talked a lot about cats and breeds, so let's have a listen to this dialogue one more time.
Okay, so you're positive we should get a cat and not a dog, right?
Definitely. I've always been a cat person, and they are easier to take care of.
To be honest, I don't know much about cats. They all seem the same to me.
Cats can be so different depending on their breed, just like dogs.
That makes sense. Well, what breed do you think we should get?
I've always loved Persian cats. They are very friendly and loving. It would be nice to come home from work to a cat like that.
What do you know about Bengal cats? I've heard those are pretty cool.
Those are very playful and love to chase and climb things. It might be too energetic for us.
Okay, let's look online. I need to learn more about breeds.
But I can tell you everything. Ragdoll cats are very affectionate and friendly. A Scottish fold can be really cute too. In general, short-haired cats are all around a safe choice.
Slow down there. I'll do some research. Then let's continue this conversation.
While you do that, I'm going to watch Animal Planet. Today, there are around 40 different breeds of cats. And some of the most popular or common cats for pets are an American Shorthair, Persian cats, Ragdoll cats, and a Maine Coon. Now, these are just to name a few.
Yeah, that's quite a few cat breeds. While some pet owners look for purebred cats, these days many people look to adopt or rescue, pets that need homes. Because there are many pets that are homeless and people find them in the streets and they need to be cared for.
Right. Sometimes they're in shelters, but these days the shelters cannot house all of them because there's just too many. So many pet adoption agencies will actually host events which encourage future pet owners or existing pet owners to adopt one. Well, we hope this dialogue has helped anyone who is looking to get a new cat. Why don't you guys share some of your favorite cats or pictures on our Hello Talk Moments? That's it for today. We'll see you guys next time.
Catch you next time.